Hi, Christine.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't. You just you left the screen.
Yeah, I don't know where I went.
Where
I'll
are
work on
you?
that.
I'm gonna grab my daughter real quick. Gabrielle, when you get
There you go.
dressed, I'm on Zoom. Okay, just to pull me up for full screen.
Christine.
Oh, I can see somebody now. I'm gonna have my daughter come pull my screen up.
Hi, Karen.
Hello, how are you? Long
Good.
time to see.
I want to see Gabby.
Oh, Gabby's gonna come here. She's gonna
I
help me with the Zoom.
thought she was home right now.
Oh, did you see her at the club?
No.
It's Agnes.
Oh, this is Colin. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. It's
Oh,
cold here. It's summer in Chile, so I'm just getting used to the weather.
when do you go back?
I go back next weekend. Yeah.
Oh, you're
I've
here
been
for.
with mom for a couple
She's
weeks
been here for
now.
like 3 weeks, and then my
Oh,
niece is getting married next weekend, so she came
Yes.
home for the wedding.
Yeah.
Since she came so far, she got to stay.
And you've been good?
I've been good. My daughter's 16 now.
Oh
Oh my
my
gosh.
Lord.
Oh no.
Oh, crazy.
So can you make me
That
full
makes
screen?
yeah. And so
Hey, Joan.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
She's just helping me get this
there you
right
go.
screen up.
Okay.
All right,
Now
sorry
you're
about that.
good.
Thank
Nice
you.
saying hi to everyone.
Can you close the door for me?
Yes, ma'am. Bye, Mom.
Sorry about that. My daughter's home from she lives in South America, so she's been there 10 years, and she's home visiting. So let's talk about VIP. So January, guys, is in a great month for you guys. Who opted into the 6 week challenge? So if you didn't opt in, you do want to opt in order to get the macro cycles to change on your app, etc. So in order to opt in, you just go to your home screen on your app. If you scroll down from the home screen, it's going to say quick links, and you're going to see a little screen that says VIP 6 week opt in. You do need to fill that out to opt into the 6 week challenge, and you want to do it. You get it for free, and it's going to have the workouts. It's going to have the macro cycles for January that are pretty aggressive. So if your New Year goal is to get really back on track, this is an amazing opportunity for you.
I don't see opt in. I see download the guide. Does that mean I've already opted in at some point?
You probably already opted in,
Okay, thanks.
but you want to click that little t-shirt. It says VIP, and then it'll say open. You would sign up, and then you'll get an email. It'll look like this.
Okay.
And you had to
That
fill
way,
out a questionnaire.
yeah, there's a little questionnaire. They want to make sure that the app will change for you during the 6 week challenge because the macro cycles are going to change. And I'm going to go through that for you guys. So number one, happy January. Can you believe it's already, I can't believe it's 2025. I feel like last year just flew by, and I feel like the holidays just flew by. So number one, you do want to opt in for the challenge. What's in store with this 6 week challenge is they are going to mix up your macro cycle. So Mondays and Tuesdays, we're going to stick with the low carb. Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday, you guys are going to have regular macro days. And then Friday and Sunday, you guys are going to have what are called low macro days. And the app will automatically take 25% of your calories it will never take you below 1200 calories. So if you're at 12 or 1300, it won't take you below that. But it's going to take your macro count down to low macros. So to take away 25%. That is to be aggressive and to help you with fat burning in January. Most people want to really get getting back on track. This is a way to do that. Saturday is going to be regular macro. So that's what happened in the 6 weeks. If you sign up for the 6 week challenge, you all have your personalized macros unless you just signed up with me today as a VIP. If you're new to VIP with me, then we want you to fill out the assessment form so I can get your customized macros to you. But everybody I see here, except for Sandra, I think I've done all customized macros. Okay. Next, the workouts are going to change. So the workout format is going to be what's called pods. And that's almost like circuit training. So they'll come in and they'll be very specific on a muscle group. They're also introducing advanced workouts. So if you're someone who feels like you could lift a little harder, a little heavier, the advanced workouts, there are examples of it now in the app. So if you guys go to your little play button at the bottom, the third icon over on your phone, you'll see examples of advanced workouts. And those are going to be coming up in January. So you'll have the option to always do those. Check them out, see what you think. If they're too much for you, go back to the regular thing. Make sure if your goal in 2025 is to build muscle, make sure you're not getting complacent with your weights. If you need to go up in weights, maybe it's time to buy new weights. So if you've been using 3 and 5 pounds and you're no longer challenged, then you need to know to change the weight. Maybe it's time for 10s and 12s. If you've been lifting 10s and 15s, maybe it's time to go up to 17 or 20. So always challenge yourself weight-wise. When you're doing the workout, it should be a challenge. It should not be easy. If it feels easy, it is easy. And you don't want it to be easy. You want to build muscle. And muscle is only built if you challenge the muscle fibers. Who has used the artificial intelligence? If you haven't, you have to use it. It's amazing. So I've been waiting for this. This is like a godsend. Artificial intelligence is now in the app for tracking. So if you go to your icon, the knife and fork, and you tap that, if you hit add food, now you have a menu of 7 different things. You have the faster way recipes. You could do what you've been doing. You could be logging by looking up the food. Now the bottom 2 are AI, artificial intelligence. You can do the voice logging. So I could tap voice logging and then it's going to listen to what I'm saying. I have 4 ounces of chicken breast, 3 stalks of broccoli, a half a cup of brown rice. Stop. It will list all the macros for that. It just listed all those macros. And then I just log the food. If I don't want to use my voice, I went out to lunch with some folks from the gym. We went to the main ingredient. I took a picture of my salad, my bowl, and it had every single thing. It logged it using a picture. It was amazing. It had 5 pieces of shrimp. It had the rice. It had the avocado. It had the dressing. It's an amazing tool that will save you time. So if you've not been using that, you definitely want to use it. Make sure it is on your app. So make sure you go in, and if you haven't updated the app or gone in and out, it might not be there. You want to make sure it is indeed there. So if anybody has any problems, let me know. Have you been using it? Anybody been using it?
I've tried it and it worked great.
Right? Isn't it amazing?
I did the
tried
voice
one.
logging. I had flank steak last night. So before we put the flank steak on the grill, I took a picture. It doesn't work that
It was
way.
like, can you cook that, please?
Yeah, it's like you had a lot of grams of protein there.
That's funny.
So you have to do your serving before you take the picture.
They do ask that you not put specific brands in. I have a couple of clients who live in Australia and their brands are different. So you can't say you don't want to speak in or take pictures of specific brands because it's not going to be brand identified. It would say if you had non-fat Greek yogurt, just say I have non-fat Greek yogurt and take a picture of the yogurt, but don't put in specific brands yet. That will come up. AI's been amazing. I feel like it's for you guys, it's going to save time and it just saves you from having to sit down and really log things through. I have a separate Facebook group for the January 6th round. I have about 40 some people signed up that are new clients. You guys are welcome to join that group as well if you want to kind of take part in the 6-week program with me as a kind of just refreshing yourself and getting back on track with the whole program. So I will link that in an email to you guys, and you guys can join it if you want. If you don't need the support of that, you don't have to come in. Sometimes it's nice to have you guys in there because you can talk to the newer people and tell them what you're doing and help them through it. So if you want to join that group, I'll let you obviously join that group and join in. The app also has in the workout section, we've added walking, so you can put in your walk. So if you guys go to the home screen and you hit this, the workout, now you can add a workout or walking. So you guys know I go on my morning walk runs. So I go in there and I add that now.
So where is that again? I'm sorry.
So if you hit, this is your home screen.
Yep.
See the little workout thing here? Hit
Mhm.
that. And it'll give you a menu of either the workout or walking.
Okay, thanks. Got it.
And you hit walking. And then you have 2 things you can put in. You can put in how long you walked, and you can put in your distance if you went 5 miles, whatever you went, and then add that in so you get a star for that. So during this 6-week challenge, your goal is to get as many stars as you can. You can get 5 stars a day. Once you get 150 stars during the 6 weeks, you'll win the t-shirt for free. How do you get stars? There are 5 opportunities. 1 is hydration. 1 is intermittent fasting, workout, walk, macro tracking. Those are the 5 stars. So just make yourself a little challenge yourself.
If you do a workout that's not one that's, you can add that now? Like if it's not one of their workouts, but you worked out at the gym or something, you can add that in?
No, you can't. But what I do, because I'm teaching, like today I taught body pump, I went in and just finished one of their workouts. Like I hit core stabilization and I said I did it just to get a star, because I did do a workout, but I didn't do their workout. And then I just hit complete it. So you can't put in your own workout, but you can get the star by hitting, you're just being honest. You're saying you did a workout, but you just didn't do their workout.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And as far as macros, if you haven't been tracking, we don't want to change your macros at all. You want to start using the macros and you want to start tracking them now. And then after 4 weeks, if you feel like they're not working, that's when you come back to me and we adjust macros. But I would really trust what I gave you, and because these macro cycles for the 6 weeks are pretty challenging, especially with the low macro days. So I would test drive what you have. If you're somebody who's at maintenance, let's say I've had a couple clients reach their goal. If you've reached your goal weight, then we need to reverse you out. So that means we would start adding some food back in by like 100 calories. We start upping you until we get you to the point where you're at what we call maintenance. And that's a process. So if you're at that point where you want to just maintain weight and you don't want to lose any weight, you just want to stay where you are, then reach out and email me and I will get with you and get you to maintenance. Accountability. You guys all know that I have a coaching text number, the 443-888-2007. You can use me every day. So hold yourself accountable. You can say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'll reach out to her 5 days. I'll do 3 days. I'll do 7 days. Whatever it is you want to do to hold yourself accountable, I would send me a screenshot of your macros and just say what you did that day. It can be short and succinct, but hold yourself accountable. I will reach out and respond to everybody's text, usually like at 8 at night. I sit down and go through all the messages, but I will respond. And sometimes throughout the day, it depends if I'm training somebody, etc. So use me for that, right? I'm here for you guys. and I can hold you accountable, but you need to pick and choose how much you want to reach out. I won't keep bothering you because some people don't want to be bothered. They'd rather just go on their own. But if you're somebody who needs the accountability, then say to yourself right now, I'm going to hold myself accountable how many times, and then do that. If it's 3 to 5 to 7. Another question I had was about supplements. The only supplement I really highly recommend is the creatine. If you're not, I'm sure everybody here is probably taking creatine. If you're not, I do recommend this one supplement. 5 grams every day. It's a little teeny tiny bit of a scoop. I put it in my water. That's 5 grams. It's tiny. I do think it helps with maintaining muscle, especially as we get older. Our body naturally produces creatine, but as we get older, our body starts to diminish the ability to produce it. It's one of the most researched supplements in the world. So you can go online and read about it, and you will read that it is highly recommended that we take it. So that is the one supplement. I do our collagen. We're out of it right now, but I do like our collagen because it's flavored and it really tastes good. So those are the 2 supplements I religiously take. I also use some BCAAs, some branched chain amino acids, but if there was one supplement I highly recommend, it is the creatine. All right, guys, any questions? Anything you have that you would like me to talk about?
Hey there, Karen. It's Dee Dee McKenna.
Hey.
Hey, so I have a question, and you may have addressed this in the first few minutes, or maybe the others are more experienced. I'm relatively new, started in the middle of October, and I'm first of all, thank you, because the one takeaway before I give you my question was I wasn't getting enough protein, and particularly in the morning, completely changed my life. I was like, I'm not hungry. It's 4 o'clock, so I appreciate that. However, the macros that you and I arranged for me, which are they're reasonable, it was so much protein that I, number one, wasn't losing weight. And my question was, beyond the fact that I was miscalculating everything else, which is possible, is it possible I just wasn't lifting weights enough? In other words, it seemed like so much protein, I could not possibly get it in. So my question is the reason I couldn't consume enough protein to make it work, and I was not losing weight because I wasn't doing enough weightlifting? Or I don't know. What do you think about that generally?
I think in your case in particular, I remember your macros, to be honest. For some reason, they're in my head. I think you were probably under eating. You came from the Weight Watchers world where you were below 1,200 calories. Because I only took you up to 13 something. I remember 13.
Yeah.
So if you're under eating, guys, your body, you need to reverse yourself out of that. What we don't want is anybody below 1,200 calories. We want to get you to the point where you are really able to eat the most food possible and maintain the body that you've built. So it's not about deprivation. I think you were in a deprived state for a while. And I would challenge you to meet the macros, like really track them and hit the protein was probably only 105 grams, 110 grams. So anything crazy. If you hit the protein, you're going to be pretty satiated. And you got to remember, guys, it's not just about the scale. It's also about the composition of your body.
Yeah.
So I could show you a picture of a woman who weighs 130 pounds at 33% body fat. And I could show you a picture of a woman, 130 pounds at 16% body fat, and they will look completely different, even though their body weight is
exactly.
So if you change the composition, and that's done through the nutrition, especially the protein.
Yeah, that's right. And you're intellectually, I understand what you're saying, and if I'm really honest about it, I haven't been as committed on the weight training, which I am now. I mean, at least I'm starting to be now, because I will say, but thank you, the protein addition in the morning, like as opposed to 1 egg or a yogurt to maybe 2 eggs and a yogurt, completely changed the way I felt the rest of the day. And then there's one other last question. Is anybody here, it's not just for Karen, do y'all have trouble getting in? I really enjoy fruits and vegetables, but I found like I said an apple or banana, and that was all the carbs I could have for the day. It seemed like it was so, you had to restrict so much on fruits. Am I miss something there? Has anybody else felt that?
I
Guess
don't have
not.
that problem on a regular day. On
Okay.
a low carb day, you could easily eat up all your carbs with
Yeah.
fruit. And
Yeah.
Karen mentioned you might have come out of I did Weight Watchers before this too. That was an adjustment for me to go from 0 point foods to counting the macros and
Correct.
fruits.
Yep.
So that I think that it takes a while to get used to that. To
Yeah.
counting them. But
That makes sense. And what I just kept saying was, well, there is a lot of sugar in fruit, so you have to be careful about that. And it's fine. But thank you, Joan. That's helpful.
And the other
Those
thing
are my questions. Go ahead.
The other thing that was helpful to me is to try to pre-track for the day and because then I know that I'm not going to use up all my carbs. I can readjust before I start eating. But once I get going, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no more protein left or no more carbs left.
Right. Right. No, exactly. It's like planning everything else. And you feel a little bit contrived, like you're controlling your life completely. But then, as we all know, it will become habit and you won't have to sit there and load it. But those are all helpful. Thank
Question,
you.
Karen.
Yes.
Are you supposed to be within 10 of your numbers? Like if your protein is 130, can you be like between 120 and 140, or what do you recommend?
Oh, yes, it's not an absolute. You want to be around 10 grams below or above all of your numbers. That's the ultimate goal. At the end of the week, you just want to try to hit as close to the numbers as you possibly can. On low carb days, guys, that's when you can have fruit like berries are really good to have on the low carb days, because most raspberries, blueberries, cantaloupe, strawberries, they're all low carb but high fiber. So those are the fruits to have on low carb days. Avocado is a great, it's a high fat and it has a lot of fiber. So it has like 12 grams of fiber per quarter slice of an avocado. So on low carb days, you do have to kind of plan out what you are going to have. And Joan talked about a really good thing, pre-planning. If you really want to, I had a girl, Susan Woody, she's not in the call today, but she was somebody who just pre-planned her meals the night before, and she would send me her macro sheet and say, this is what I'm going to eat tomorrow. If you pre-plan your meals the night before, it is a great way to hit the macros, because you know what you're going to eat. You've planned it, and so you just keep going with the plan. And if you need to be flexible, then you can be flexible in your day if things change. But if you plan it ahead of time, that's a really great way to meet your macros.
Yeah,
thank you.
I
was just going to say, Chris. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I was just going to thank Christine. This is news to me. I did not know we had a range. I'm so stupid. I'm sitting there going, God, I'm 5 grams over. Christine, thank you. I was like, I didn't know I had leeway there. So that makes me feel better, but thank you.
Okay. Let's just fix that right now.
I shall. Thank you.
If there's any macro I do want you to hit, it is the protein. If you hit the protein, the fat's going to come naturally. You don't really need to think about adding fat. It just comes. Carbohydrates are also easily put into your diet. But if you just want to track one thing to make life simple for you, just track the protein. Make sure you're hitting the protein. That's the most important macro.
I have a question about the 6-week challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You said on Friday and Sunday, those are going to be low macro days.
Mm-hmm. So
is that
if you've not done,
so it'll be 25% or less. And what's the purpose of that? Tell me.
To shake things up, to take your calorie count down, to help boost your metabolism for fat. Now, if you're somebody who was low, it will not take you below the 1,200 calories. So you will see if it doesn't take down 25%, it's because you were low in the beginning. Maybe you were at 20 calories. It will not take you 25% below. So it would take you to 1200. If you're at 1900 calories, it'll take 25% off. It will automatically do that in the app. Remember, you do have to opt in to the challenge for these things to happen in your app.
Karen, I have a question about the app.
Sure.
On the food log where you can save your favorite my items,
Mm-hmm.
is there a way to eliminate items you've saved? Like I'll eat a piece of cake out one time and I try to track it and then it's in my favorites. I'm like, how do I get rid of this? I got 5,000 things on my favorite.
I think if you slide it, you
Oh,
can
okay.
delete it. I think if you slide it to the left, you can delete it.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I've noticed a couple of things that have popped up over the past 6 weeks, and I think it's happened twice, and it is a 24-hour fast,
Mhm.
which I didn't do. I fasted 18 because I don't know. That's a long time to fast. Is that normal? I mean, do we have it every few weeks?
We have a 24-hour fast option every month. This month for VIP is January 9th, which is next Thursday, right? I don't want to lie. It is next Thursday. Do you have to do it? No, it's always an option. If you feel like it doesn't serve you, don't do it. If you feel like you like doing that once a month, I know Mary Flynn is somebody who loves doing it. I like doing it. I know Joan doesn't. There are certain people that don't. If you don't do it. If you do like doing it, then do it once a month. But the date for January is January 9th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Karen, it's Rose.
Is there a minimum fast you recommend? Because I know Fastaway recommends 16-8, but I know like some people do 12-12 or
It's really, that's one of the most flexible pillars of the program. I feel like it has to fit your lifestyle. So, and it has to fit, I have certain people in medicines and things that they have to have food in their stomach, etc. So if you're going to flex any of the pillars of the program, it's that one. If you do 12-12, that's fine. If you do 16-8, that's fine. I wouldn't do 24 hours all the time. And I had one person who came into the program who was just eating 1 hour a day. So she was fasting 23 all the time. Well, we had to reverse her out. But you never want to take yourself, right? Nobody wants to live like that. And that's what happens. It's not sustainable. So you don't want to ever take yourself to an unrealistic thing.
Karen, that is how you remove it.
It
You
is,
just
right?
slide
You
and
just
it removes.
work. No, I've been learning as I go too. So, all right. Any other questions? All right. Who's going to do this challenge? Raise your hand if you're in. I'm in. I'm excited. Well, I am here, so you can reach out if you feel like you need help with your macros, or you feel like if you're going to hold yourself accountable. Send me a little text and tell me how many times you're going to hold yourself accountable. So I'll be looking for your text. I'm here for you guys, so use me as much as you need me. Deal?
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And
Thank
it's
you.
the first time in 20 years that I have not gained weight at Christmas holidays. So thank you. I didn't lose anything. I'm within, half a pound. So I don't know if it's protein or it's Karen or what, but anyway, I think it's Karen. So thank you.
Oh, that makes me happy, right? You guys are starting off the new year with a great program. So thank you for being here, and thank you for trusting me with your bodies.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you for what you
Happy
do.
New Year.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.